Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gamers DMZ. Thanks for joining us for another Monday evening. It's me, Jazzy. Hello. And then we are also joined by Mr. OG Double M.
How y'all doing?
Then we also have Sir Rich.
What up, what up?
And then finally we have our host, the one.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us tonight and giving us your time for our podcast. Um, it's been a long week. It's been a lot of interesting things that kind of funny that we podcast on Mondays. We used to do it on Thursdays, and then all the news broke out all last week about all this crap happening in the game industry. And you got all these pundits and everyone that has PhDs, MBAs, doctorates in XYZ and telling us in the world why XYZ is happening, but they're a podcaster. They're not a professor, but they're not working on Wall Street, but these are a lot of podcasters. So we're going to get into that a little later, but let's start off the show with finding out what everyone has been playing this week. So we'll start off with OG first.
Oh, what have I been playing?
That's why I asked.
Mainly, let's see, mainly baseball and Dead Space on my ally.
Mm.
Yeah, I really like that game.
On your ally.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna segue into this because you just opening up a can of worms, but and you don't even
Uh-oh.
know the worm you opened up. You don't even know the can of worms you
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
you well, the problem is that I'm gonna give him some hints he should be able to figure it out. You playing Dead Space, right?
Yeah.
And with your headphones on?
No.
Like, yeah, so you playing it
Of
That's how
course
you
not.
have to play it. You gotta play it or it doesn't count.
Ain't no way to play it without your headphones on.
okay.
That's he be getting killed all the time. He don't know what nothing coming from.
Yeah. Okay, but you're playing the game nonetheless, and it's a spooky game, right? So to speak.
Yeah.
So you need the headphones to help you with the immersion, don't you think?
It
No.
helps you know when you're about to get
Yeah,
attacked from behind and all
yeah,
that stuff.
right.
It's
But
very
so that's part
Definitely,
of the immersion.
definitely.
That's part of the immersion because you got to know what's going on and the creepiness in the game. So, not to take away from other games you've been playing, but you can play that scary game, but you can't play Hellblade 1.
I've been playing that too, but not with the headphones on.
You don't play anything with headphones on.
It
Put your
depends.
headphones on. Put your, if you put your headphones on both games, so you'll be better immersed when you play the game to get the full impact of what the game is meant to be. Okay. What else you been
Okay.
playing? 'Yeah.
Okay.
What else you been playing?
What else? I think I've been playing a little bit more No Rest for the Wicked.
I played that
Yeah,
once.
Fallout. I haven't turned on Fallout for a couple of days though. I'm a little bit.
There was another update to Fallout today.
uh,
Yeah.
and
And
then
y'all ready for that?
well, not quite. I still got and Fallout. I was playing the mess out of Fallout. I actually made to like
I still
level 19.
saw you playing that, I think yesterday. I was like, oh, he's like level um yeah, you were like level 15, 16 when I saw you. So you moved up big time.
Mm-hmm. Not the what is it? They want to give you free experience. Idiot Savant. That helps out a lot. Because
Yeah.
whenever it pops, it gives you, I got it to where it gives you 5 times the amount of points. And 5 times, whatever you're doing at random times, sometimes they hit back to back. The old times, I got a couple 500 off some regular enemies. I'm like, nice. And building helps you level.
Yeah, I don't like building anything.
I,
That's one thing I can tell you I hate about that game. I
That's
hate
why I
about that
stopped
game.
playing it.
Yeah, it's too much to build. I think let me have fun my way. Don't try to make me build something. If I want to be a doggone construction worker or a carpenter, I would have not gone to
Construction
college to
Worker
do
Simulator.
it. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Don't make me do something I don't want to do. And I never
No,
build
you need to
anything.
build. You
I
need to
just don't
build.
like how, like, because I got into it in the beginning. They're like, all right, time to build. I'm like, but can I finish exploring? Can I do this
Mm.
later?
Yeah,
That was
that's my
my
whole
issue.
point. Then I'm exploring because I need to collect all these things because I want to craft a new gun or this XYZ. And so it's taking you so many directions.
Hey, I don't worry about that. I just build when I want to. I actually got the settlement pretty good, and it actually does benefit you because you start getting people for the minute man, and then you'll be out and they'll randomly be attacking raiders. Bless you. They'll be
Bless you.
randomly attacking raiders and helping you out and stuff.
Bless you.
So
Okay.
the more you get the settlements hooked up, because you go do missions and then they become so it does have a benefit to the game that makes it a little bit easier. You get random parties that attack others. And it helps when you start getting super mutants with freaking suicide mini nukes.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. That's
I
something
just sent
else.
y'all a message. We need to talk about that too. Do y'all see it in the chat? Anyway, you guys pick it up. It's in the chat. What have you been playing, Jazz?
I also played a little bit of Pinball FX. Being in the arcade lately, it's like more. I need more. What else? Dragon's Dogma 2. A little bit of Fall Guys. And I played some Elden Ring on my level 60 character.
You got two characters?
I have 3, but
Oh my
one
God.
I really pay attention to. Yeah, I only beat it on one. The other were like just for multiplayer purposes. So.
Oh yeah, we did play on that Ring PUBG.
Mm-hmm. I think that's all I played. I didn't do much gaming over the weekend, but I did play, like I said, Dragon's Dogma. Cause I did a Mother's Day 5K with my mommy.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's
yeah,
good.
it was fun. Yeah, but that's it.
What did I play? Of course, I was playing Call of Duty, Battlefield, a little bit of Ark Survival. Uh,
I'm
I
surprised
tried
you
to.
don't like building.
No, I
Certain
don't.
kinds of
I was,
building.
yeah, there you go.
I understand.
Like I said, if it's a chore to build, I don't want to do it. And I felt as though in one of the quests in Fallout, all I can say is that you had to build, collect, and build all these things to take you somewhere. In order to get there, you had to build it and search, and it was just a lot. And I'm like, all this just to get to transport somewhere? No. But y'all, OG, you were like level 40 to 50, right?
In what game?
In Fallout.
No.
No, so I don't think any of you guys got what I'm talking about. Okay.
Mm-mm. I'm just
I,
about halfway there, about
yeah,
B20.
you get yeah. I'm trying to get back in it. Play, like I said, try to play a place called Requiem and feel as though within the next 2 weeks, not the next 2 weeks, within the next month, that game's gonna leave Game Pass. So I'm gonna have to get back in it and play it and beat it before it leaves Game Pass. Tried to play Limbo, and that's about it. And then I thought, so funny, Microsoft think they are slick. So on the Xbox dashboard, oh, it said Hellblade, and I already have it. And I deleted it, but I'm thinking it's the new game, and I'm like, oh, Hellblade. So I said, let me download it. It was for download. I'm thinking I could download it and be ready to play on release. So I downloaded. Game started up playing. I'm like, ain't this something? They put that old game up here. I beat 2 times. I was pissed. I'm thinking I get to play the new one ahead of time. I'm like, oh, it's working. They don't know it's they let it out early. It's a early release. Downloaded
Thought
the
you was
game.
getting
Yeah, I thought I was getting over. They got me. They got me real good. Feed me off. Anyway, it is what it is. We got one more week for Hellblade, which is good, but I'll be out of town. Let's see. I think I'll be out of town when the game comes out. Actually, I will. Perhaps. I won't even be able to. I probably have to play remote for a minute just to see. Oh, wait a minute. I can download it wherever I am on my game, on my Lenovo.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I can download it early. Yeah, hopefully, I can download it early and play. Anyway, let's get started with some of these interesting topics. So, I think last week we discussed this game called Helldivers and how PlayStation made everybody have a PlayStation account in order to play. Well, no, they came after the fact and made people who had already bought the game have PlayStation accounts in order to play the game forward. They subsequently, after a lot of heat they had taken, turned around and changed and said, hey, you don't have to have a PlayStation account. But,
That's what they said.
right. However, Ghost of Tsushima is being ported to PC, and I think that comes within the next 2 or 3 days. That's going to debut. Now, the same controversy. You need a PSN account, and all those countries that they have banned from playing. Um, they were delisted. They delisted all those countries and people who may have bought the games. So the question is, what is more important to Sony, making the money, or they're saying, hey, we're doing this now, and what do you guys think? Why are they doing it now at the last minute? Or and you think, what are you guys' thoughts on it, and why do you think they're doing it right now? OG.
I think they're trying to get ahead of it now. Try to get people more into PlayStation Network from the PC. So they're trying to get ahead of it right now. And
Is
I
it hurting them?
think,
Do you think it'd do well on PC because of all the flack it's getting?
yeah, I think it'll do well on PC. I think it will, but
Let's define do well.
2-3 million. I say 2-3 million.
Are you crazy?
What you
He's an
think? I'm
optimist.
thinking they're gonna do 2-3 million.
He's an optimist. That's what
They
that
can
is.
do it.
That's the optimism over there.
So you
Yeah.
think? Give me a time frame, because every time I ask you a question, we get into these topics, you be way off, and then I have to give you all this time to hit that number. How long is it going to take them to hit 2 to 3 million?
Maybe a year. I say a year.
Okay. Let's get better. How many is it going to sell the first month, the first week, like when it goes on? Phil, how well you think it's going to do? Then I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you another way. Let's put it this way, and I want to ask all you guys this question. So, do you think it'll outdo Helldivers?
No.
Mm.
No.
Well, you put yourself in a box there, buddy.
I don't think the first week. Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
They need PlayStation's problem is they need to do day and date, and they know it. That's the problem. Helldivers day and date, people was ready for it. That's what I think.
So if that's the case, then you contradict yourself again because this is not day and date. So how's it gonna hit that big 3 million?
Over a year?
Oh, okay.
You don't
How
think they
much
do it
did
over a year?
you have 10 sales? It'd be for $10, yeah. But okay, Sony doesn't really put a lot of their games on sale on
Hopefully, it's a
the
good port.
PC. Yeah.
You don't know what kind of port it is yet.
What are your thoughts, Serge?
I think it's gonna do okay, but with this new policy, and it's gonna really, really reduce their sales because it's putting a bad taste in people's mouths. Because it's like, why would I want to buy a game where I got all these other games, and if I got to be on PlayStation, I don't want to go through the rigmarole having a PSN account. Some will care, but a lot will, and they rather just pirate the game than do that. So they're not gonna get those numbers. I think it's a bad decision overall.
Okay. What about you, Jazz?
I agree. Like, I see what well, in my opinion, I see what they're trying to do. Like, trying to increase sales and, I think Double said this, get some more PC folks on the platform.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it, but I just don't like how they're doing it because it seems very sneaky. And
So you mean you have a problem with the messaging?
yes. It's like, oh, by the way, something might change, and some of y'all might like it, and some of y'all might like. I know that technically it goes with everything, but something like this, like requiring another.
Microsoft does.
Huh?
Microsoft did it.
Like for what?
We did it with Sea of Thieves on PlayStation, I think, in
I ain't
order to
play Sea
have.
of Thieves. I don't care.
Oh, okay. What about Steam? I don't use Steam because no, you know what? That's why I don't use Steam because I can't get my points.
Yeah, like I only get games like on Steam if that's the only place to get them, or if I just really love it and I don't care about points.
That's me.
So yep, see.
Well, the only reason I get them on PC is if I get them
Because
on
it's
real
sale.
good sale.
Yeah,
or
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
planning on modding them.
Yep, that goes under that.
I ain't gonna pay full price or less than 50% off. It's got to be half a higher off.
I gotta get a deal
from
it.
Right.
But
Put them on your wish list for games going on sale. Boom.
You get that ding, like what? It's 50 cents.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah, because it's not
but
it's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's that, and I also think they're just still gonna continue turning a lot of people off with this, but time will tell.
My opinion. I'll put a couple of my thoughts in here. I think, to an extent, it's much to do about nothing because I heard someone say, and I was listening to somebody else's podcast. Well, Sony, I don't want Sony with my information. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want to have them on my information on their network. Yeah. Okay. The only thing you're giving them, which the whole world knows, is your name and probably a credit card. And you don't have to put your correct date of birth in there. Anybody that puts their date of birth in any of those places are crazy.
I think it's just the annoyance of having to have another account. I don't think it's as major as they say.
That may
I
be
think it's
true,
just a
but
slight annoyance.
Well,
Yep. Like, man, another password I gotta reset every time I try to
it
log
ain't as
in.
big and grandeur as they say, but I don't want to.
It's a minor irritant. Well, an irritant.
I do. I guess that. I mean, that's true because I didn't like signing up for, well, it's not even Battle.net because you had that Call of Duty account. And when I was playing Diablo on Game Pass, I had to sign in through Battle.net. But it said, do you have an Xbox account? And I signed in with my Xbox account. So it literally took me straight through. So that wasn't an issue at all.
I didn't feel it because I played Warcraft, so I had a Battle.net account since freaking forever.
Yeah, you have one.
So
But I think it is an issue to an extent when everybody wants to see your personal information, so to speak, and all your personal information everybody has to see what you're doing and see what you from a security standpoint. I can see people's point of view, but
I think they just
I,
want the numbers. I don't think it's that
so
deep.
I think no, no, it ain't. It ain't you think they want the number. It is because they want the numbers. They want to be able to say, "Hey, we grew these monthly active users." Well, do you guys remember back in the day when 2005, six, when EA got mad at Microsoft saying, "Hey, we want to be able to track those users. These are our users because we own the game."
Mm-hmm.
And they want, and that's the same
Everybody
thing
went
with mobile.
crazy.
Yeah, because they want that information as well. Everyone wants your personal data to see what you're doing, and that's the problem that I
Here's a
have.
side note. Is anybody still mad about it today?
No, you don't.
Because you
No,
sure
you.
can't play a game without being online on Xbox. I don't know
Yeah.
why nobody mad about it, but they got their way. They just did it over time.
Well, it's gonna
They'll
come
get
because
used
everything,
to it.
well, here's the
Don't
funny
even
thing.
care.
Here's the funny thing. Well, your phone is online 24/7.
Yeah.
It knows everywhere you're going. I mean, it's just. But
Unless you put it
my
on
point,
airplane mode, and who honestly does that? Like on a
yeah,
regular.
unless you're on an airplane, that's the only time it goes on airplane mode.
Well, when your connection ain't working right, you trying to reset it without resetting it.
Yeah. But needless to say, I feel as though how many they're gonna hit, how many sales they're gonna hit. OG, could you tell me if you or either any of you have you seen how far it ranked on the Steam database as far as pre-sales?
As in, you talking about Ghost?
Ghost. Isn't that kind of
Mm.
like a prelude to how well it'll do?
You should be able to on Steam, but I don't know how
You got
quickly
Yeah,
those
here it
numbers
is. Well, this, you know what? This is an image of it when the article was written, so it's not live. So, Sir Rich, if you can pull it up live. Let me see.
I'm looking for it. Let's see.
if it's not numbered in the top 5, then I think it's not going to do as well as people think. It should be in the top 5.
I honestly don't think it's gonna do as well as people think, because one, it took a while, and three, there are many games that are similar to this that are out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's people who waited on it, but how many is it gonna be? Over 1 million people waiting for it?
I think it's going to do just okay. I put it like this. I'm going to put it another way. It's not going to do the numbers that they want it to do. That's the way I'll say it. They
Yeah, I
being
don't see
smart.
the numbers out here.
So you don't think 2-3 million over here?
No.
I'll say this one more time for you to make sure you hear me. I said I don't think it's going to do the numbers that they expect or want it to do. So
I
if
say
they
maybe
wanted to do,
500, maybe
if they want,
500.
right, let's say if they wanted to do 1 million, it's not going to do 1 million. I'm not saying it won't do 1 million. I'm just saying that their expectation is 1 million. It's going to do 700 or 500 or 600. It's not going to do what people think.
That's how much did it sell on PlayStation, like by itself before? Like, what's his numbers
I
at sitting at
think it.
today?
I think it did well. I think it did that 6 million or 7 million amount, but that's
Okay,
across PlayStation
and
4
4,
and 5. Right.
because it was a 2020 release. And Ghost is going through that whole refund thing that
That's the
the
point.
one was just hinting at earlier. Like, they shut down a lot of a lot of countries. I said countries that were expecting the game. So now they offering them refunds. They getting a lot of refunds because they only in selected countries that allow PlayStation Network. So wherever PlayStation Network is not allowed, they cannot play this game unless they get a pirated copy. Like I said.
Yeah. And
So
here's the funny thing.
And what
Why
countries
is it
Budapest or
okay?
something?
No, it's a whole lot of countries. Guess where it's
yeah,
not?
it's a list. It's like 20
Listen,
countries, 20, 30
okay.
countries.
Guess
Digital
where it's not? OG. Guess where it's not allowed. It's delisted. Guess where?
North Korea. No, just playing.
No, Puerto Rico.
Puerto
Oh
Rico.
wow.
Yep.
That's a U.S. territory.
It's not
Guam.
a country. It's not
Oh,
considered anything. It's a territory.
it's a U.S. territory. Not be Guam, a U.S. territory.
Hmm.
Something not making sense, but we'll see how it turns out.
That is
Yeah, it
weird.
was
I
at
don't
9.73 million as of July 22.
How much? How many?
9 million point 9.73. It sold
And that's
2.4
still,
million in the first 3 days.
and that's still not the install base of the PlayStation 4 and 5. And you still less than 10%. Boom. That's
And how
why
many PCs we got out there?
You said what?
How many PCs we got out there?
But
400
how
million.
many people? How many PCs with people who are interested in this is a better question.
And yeah, and the PC that can play it. 'Cause
Yeah.
That is of quality of play.
Minimum
But
requirements.
a lot of these people don't care.
Because
Okay.
you gotta put it in these factors, man. They matter. They matter.
Okay,
Especially with this new debacle. That's all I was gonna say. Especially with the new debacle. With the new fumble, I should say. I ain't gonna call it a debacle or fumble.
call it a fumble, miss punt. You can call it whatever you want. It's gonna lose. Because that peed a lot of
It
people off.
ain't winning.
I don't think that's a winning
Was
strategy.
Australia on that list?
No, I think Australia is on the list. I think you can play it in Australia. They don't have a problem with Australia.
Mm.
But we'll see how that comes out the next 2 or 3 days, a week. But let's get to this other topic. Rumor has it.
Oh,
And
I
do you
got the
think
list.
that
Where can I send it to you, Jazz, where you can get it good? I just sent it. Sent it already. That's the list of countries that PSN is not available. It is a total of 121.
that's a lot of countries?
Hey,
That's why I said we need information to get an actual real perception of what this is.
Yeah.
Because we could say it's not allowed in countries all day, but to actually sit here and look at this list and see what countries is actually not allowed in.
Alphabetical list. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It is freaking ridiculous. And don't
Wow.
forget to like and subscribe.
Boom. Hmm.
dang.
Dominican Republic. Ghana.
That's not Bubba.
Iraq.
Puerto
Jamaica.
Rico. Puerto Rico.
I'm in the M's. Morocco. Niger. Pakistan.
Morocco, African country. Niger,
Yep.
African country.
Rwanda. St. Kitts and Nevis.
Africans, Sierra Leone, Somalia,
Sri
South
Lanka.
Sudan.
Togo. Venezuela. Vietnam. Yemen. Zambia. Zimbabwe.
Probably 40 African countries on there, huh?
Y'all ain't playing nothing. Liberia.
Hey,
Liberian girl. Kenya. Yeah, Obama's peoples can play.
Okay. So, OG still think it's going to do all that. Okay, we'll see.
We shall see.
But we'll see. It might be an anomaly. Who knows?
Well, let me revise it. How about Lifetime on PC 2?
Oh, Lord, this boy has lost
He
his
said,
mind.
let me get the sticks out. Way back.
Okay, we had enough of that. What do you guys think of the rumor that Doom is coming that may be shown at the Xbox showcase?
That would be a good
And
show.
will it be a remake or do you think it'll be the next Doom? Um, since
Hmm.
you said it'd be a good one. Serge, what are your thoughts? Remake or
Like, where they gonna go next? Across the galaxy again? But yeah, I think it could be a continuation, but I'm thinking more of a remake.
you think a remake?
Yeah, maybe like the original Dooms in today's
Because
format.
on the leak it was called Doom Zero.
Yeah, that sounds like an original one, like where it started. Or it could
Mhm.
be about the origin of the first Doom bringer.
Ooh, prequel. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that too, a prequel.
Hmm. That would also be interesting. Because
What
I am
about
kind of curious. The lore of Doom is kind of interesting once you get into it. It's cryptic though.
Yes, very much the case.
Anyone else?
OG, what are your thoughts?
I'm thinking remake. I'm thinking remake for it, but shoot, I prefer a Quake if they did a Quake.
I forgot about the Quake too. But wouldn't isn't Quake in the Doom universe?
Somewhat. Same publisher, people.
They may have did it at one point, but I'm not
I
sure.
remember watching a video how they tie in, like it's loosely, if I remember correctly.
It's loosely tied.
I believe
So it's
so. I
like
have to
Quake
check.
is the the world bringers.
Don't quote me, but I remember watching something about that a while ago. Should check it up. Check it out after this podcast.
Hmm. Okay.
It
Uh,
says Doom and Quake exists in the same thing.
Yep, I thought so.
It's loose though, like you said.
I thought they were in the same universe though.
Hmm.
Shoot, both id Software,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it might be a prequel because
Oh
if I'm
geez.
not mistaken, 7 months ago there was leaks about a Doom Zero, and then it got hush hush, and then here we are, 7 months later. So, or you mean like it could be like Sir Rich said, they might be reintroducing Doom to this generation. Who knows? It'd be cool.
Mm.
You
They
introduced
saying it
Quake.
may be way after Doom.
I'm with
Quake
you
is
on
after.
Quake, OG. I like Quake too. That's like one of the first games that I started modding back in the day. But
Quake was
Doom
fun.
was my first mod,
we'll see.
killing Power Rangers.
My stepdad mistakenly bought a Doom disc that had Street Fighter as enemies. Floppy. But yeah. Shoot, no matter what it is, I know I'm eventually play it. Unless other people play it and it's hot garbage. But I'm gonna always
I
play
don't
a
think a
Doom
Doom
game.
game. I don't think a Doom game would be hot garbage.
Mm-mm.
It
The way
always.
they love to make them games,
Yep.
because
But
they love to
shoot,
make them.
even when they first came, or when they came out with the revamp, I was just so surprised. Like the 360, like wow, it was super crispy, like the guts, gore, everything. It was like super futuristic and modernized. I was like, wow, like I
What blew
was
me is
thoroughly impressed. Kind of like
the
yeah, kind of like the OG Wolfenstein, and then playing the new one now. Like I was
the,
impressed.
the new one when it came out and they had all that fast paced gameplay compared to like the old school 3. I'm like, wow, this is how you bring something into the new era.
I remember playing that on my Packard Bell, my yellow computer.
Vibe. So fast paced.
Yep.
Keep it moving.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I'm gonna play it, so we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, that'd be cool if it's Doom too, a Doom
Okay.
prequel.
I mean, I think there may be something, but I'm more thinking it's going to be a Doom. If it's Doom Zero, will it somehow link it to? I don't see them doing two. Well, I don't know, maybe doing a Quake and Doom. So um, I don't think they are going to do a Doom remake because the Doom that they released already looked good on consoles. The last Doom looked damn good, so I don't see them remastering it at all. I don't see a need for them. They're not in that.
Unless they just like slapped some
Not,
modded levels from the PC into it or something like that. Added a
yeah.
mod mode with it. Something
But
major
then
like
you
that.
still wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't sell it at a major. I mean, you wouldn't sell it like at a the
That'd be
retail
like a
price.
$40 holla.
Yeah.
Y'all see
Or
this
$30 holla.
fire orange controller? They're gonna give us a Doom themed Xbox. That'd be cool.
You would think
Yeah, I mean,
they can do.
he haven't gave us a Series X game yet.
Huh?
It'd be interesting.
You mean X only?
Yeah, X only.
But you don't want them to start doing that because that's the beginning of the exclusion.
What you talking about? You talking about no S, just X?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, we
He
don't
only
want
saying that
that.
because
I'm talking consoles, series consoles.
there's been plenty of games that you can only play on XS. Plenty of games.
I'm just saying
what?
for id. I'm just saying for id.
Oh.
You know.
Oh yeah, no, they haven't.
Like
But-
that Final Fantasy. I tried to play that with TP. He can't get on that.
So he can't play it or he can't multiplayer?
Can't download it because it doesn't go. He doesn't have a S or X.
That sucks.
Man, it's been a few games like that that I haven't been able to play with people.
Well, thank God I haven't taken notice.
I think it updated their engine too. And they probably want to show it off.
Anything
what
that
I
got
can
that
do.
little XS symbol on it.
Look what I can do.
Whatever they show, it's gonna be good. You know that.
We'll see how that goes. Okay. We're going to get to this other topic about what do you guys think? Because oh no, let's see. Let's go with this one. No, the other all the last ones I want to go to link together. So let's talk about these two first. Square Enix announced their results today, and they weren't too good. And so subsequently, they stated they're going Multiplat. And guess what else happened? They announced layoffs.
Uh-oh. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, they're closing them. Hold on. That's the point. They announced layoffs. So in the United States and Europe. And what do you guys think about that? Where is all of the doomsday? That is happening, and everyone's saying, hey, no one's saying anything. But let's start with the first part. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, OG, but I'm going to go with um, Jazzimoto first. What are your thoughts on all this Jazzimoto?
Definitely a sign of trying to branch out with this whole multiplat thing. But
don't you think they should have been there already?
I was just about to say, is it too little too late? Like, I don't want to say too late because you can't ever get new players or new customers, but y'all should have been this. And this is what a lot of us have been saying for ages as Square fans. You know, so it's like, come on, we still love y'all, but like, I'm hanging on by a thread. And so, and I hate to think that they're only doing this in a latch-ditch effort to redeem themselves from something rather than...
You ever heard of that? Let me ask you this question, not to cut you off. You ever heard of money talk?
Oh, yeah.
And their money ain't talking,
Yep.
so that's why they out here doing
They're like, all right, we'll share. All right. Like, y'all, do you realize how you shot yourselves in all 10 toes?
There you go.
Like,
okay.
But, yeah. I'm just hurt and pissed off because I've been a long time Square fan. But let's see what happens.
Oh, you're a Square.
Yep, Squaresoft back in the day.
Wasn't that a beat?
Third, what do you think?
I thought they already were multiplat, but whatever.
Final Fantasy 16 is PlayStation exclusive.
Nintendo.
Final Fantasy 7 PlayStation exclusive.
It's
Remake.
limited. It's
Do they
limited.
have
It ain't
anything on
like
Nintendo?
all games, but
You don't think those were their biggest titles, though?
no.
Okay. Final
Look at the
Fantasy is
set.
not
Look
the.
at the look at the sales. This is the greatest nostalgia
That's what I'm
games,
talking about.
but who's buying Final Fantasy right now? That's why they need a multiplat. They should have been doing it.
Nobody.
Because their
I
fans play
think it
other
was.
stuff.
I think it was suicide for them. Um, what about you, OG?
Not even putting it on a PC. Come on now.
I think it's too little, too late. I mean, they should have been doing it when the way Capcom made the blueprint.
Oh, yeah.
They remade all those games, made them multiplayer. Hey, you see, they ain't laying off, are they? Capcom got record profit.
Did they lay off this year? I don't know.
Capcom has not laid off, but Capcom is not like a big conglomerate, but they are agile.
Okay, since 2018, that's what I was thinking of. When they had that big debacle with the last few games, that they was just having a bad run. Dead Rising didn't do
I don't know
good. They
what
had the Street Fighter 5. They messed up on that. Oh yeah, it was a debacle. Anyway,
I
What
don't
were
know
you saying?
what Sony has on Square Enix
Had
had or had.
he said that's more
Past
recent.
tense.
That's more recent.
yeah.
But
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I think it's too little, too late. I really do. You're gonna try to
Okay.
bring the old games over to Xbox. That's what is it?
Xbox
16?
PC. Yeah, Xbox PC. I tried to play 16. It's pretty good, but it's that too much cutscenes for me. But go ahead, finish.
You said you
Your
had an idea like it was gonna be like that too.
Unless those games go to Game Pass.
Yeah.
okay. Go ahead.
Now that may
This is
revitalize for them
yeah.
if
This
games go
is
to
my
Game Pass.
this is my point. They 16 probably could, but it's and this I was listening to someone earlier talking about all they need to do is bring the game to multiplat and it's going to do well. No, it'll do okay, but I'm too much in this world of thinking that you got too many games out that's fighting for your dollars.
In
Luckily,
time.
and time. That's the most definitely time and your dollars. Those are the most two important things. And Final Fantasy, yes, it was a great game, and they were great theories, whatever you want to call it. Yes, everything. Everyone used to love Final Fantasy. I couldn't get into Final Fantasy until they became
Non-turn based.
action RPGs instead of turn-based. I don't like turn-based unless it's along the lines of a little bit, not that turn-based. I just can't do turn-based that much. I just it takes me out of it.
Might as well playing a board game.
Yeah. And I don't think a lot of these people who are casual players who are on PlayStation that play Madden, Call of Duty, FIFA, those are action packed, fast paced games. It's hard to get them to focus on those type of RPGs. Now, don't get me wrong, 16 played okay. And when they moved to that style of play, it helped a lot because you are increasing your audience. Now, by default, I think they'll do better by going multiplat. Of course, they should do better. But are they going back into what OG said? Are they going to do Game Bangers again and be this number one? I don't think so. They're going to have to come out with a totally new IP for everyone, and everyone's going to have to. Then they're going to have to hit it out the park.
Yeah,
That's
they're
my
gonna
thought.
hit it out the park.
You're right. They're going to have to think, or if it's a totally new Final Fantasy or old Final Fantasy that hits everybody's platform at the same time, and they do a Capcom with the Resident Evil and change things up and bring it more into what people like and are playing today. Well, we'll see.
And look at those Persona games. Shoot, the young kids, that's what they're playing now.
A lot of people playing Persona, but again, going back to the layoffs, as a result of them not hitting their numbers, what they do, they lay people off. And I don't blame people want to blame Sony. I blame uh, Square Enix. You the fool who signed that contract. You saw that money and you said, "Oh, I'll take this quick money." All money is not good money. And I would have had guarantees in there that saying, "Hey, if your people cannot give me 5 million copies within a month or 2 months, 7 million within 6 months, or 10 million within 7 months, or whatever, by 6 months, I need to have measures. If it's not that in 6 months, then I should be able to port it to another console
Yeah,
because you're screwing me out of my survival." And they're
yeah,
taking that money, but a lot of that money just went to development. That's it. And they're looking at it, well, yeah, it did go to development. So we're going to take that money on the back end, put it toward development. But who's marketing? Yeah, Sony's marketing it along with, but you still are not making that money, the 70% that you would have made from selling the game as a publisher. And that's my thought, is that they could have done better. I'm not so sure 100% that they're going to, just when they make games multiplat. I'm just not sure that all these Final Fantasies just gonna make this great comeback that everyone thinks or assumes that it shall. But again, time will tell. So now, Jazz, I want to pop over to this because it's good relating to Sony. Did you see that Sony hired their new executives to take over? What's his name? What's that guy named? What's his name? Phil, the one that left, the guy that left Sony. I sent you the article, but Jim Ryan, that's it. So and they did a Microsoft move, and they broke Jim Ryan's two positions, and Herman Holtz and Hideki Somewhat are now heading PlayStation. One is hardware and one is software. Holtz is definitely software. And sometime as we speak tonight, what time is it in Japan? Because sometime tonight, or when we wake up in the morning tonight, Japan's going to, Sony's going to announce their fiscal results tonight because they're ahead of us by what, 19 hours? So what do you think? Do you think they're going to be able to turn that ship around? Herman Holtz.
And by the way, it's 9:52 in the morning in Japan.
Okay. So then by the time we wake up in the morning, especially me, because I get up so early, I will definitely see what's going on with Sony and if they hit their number. Because if they don't hit that number, they're going to be laying off too. Thoughts, OG?
Well, do I think they're gonna hit their number or?
No. What do you think about the new leadership team at Sony Interactive Entertainment?
Well, I
PlayStation,
think.
Sony, and
Well, I mean, they split it those positions so they can and
they copied
focus.
off X-Men. I mean, they copied off Xbox.
Yeah,
Somebody been watching some. Everybody who watch that is to get on their mind, like, oh man, it's good.
Mhm. They can focus a little bit better on hardware.
One can focus on one and the other one can focus on the other, right?
Mm-hmm. Don't have to worry
But let me
about.
ask you this question, and maybe it's me, and don't hate, not you, but I don't think either of them are as charismatic or friendly or personable as Phil, Sarah, or Matt.
No, none of them people are. No.
What about you, Jazz? What are your thoughts on the new leadership team at Sony?
Eh, it'd be interesting, but I do agree with your last statement. Let's add. There we go.
Do you think they'll ever port any of their old games to Xbox and Nintendo?
Did I see something about that?
No, I don't want to say no because I mean people do things like you're saying earlier. Money talks.
Hmm.
So
Hey,
we'll see, but I
it
don't think
depends on how
it's on
fast
the
they
top of the
think.
list.
Put it like this, I can guarantee you, I don't think they will, but if you wanted to make some money, I would guarantee you that if they put just the first God of War on Xbox, it would
Oh
sell
yeah,
2 to 3 million the first week or two.
Remastered?
shoot,
Yeah,
I
for the new
download
Xbox.
it.
Yeah,
Man, I'm there.
Get your achievements for those who already played. There you
yep.
go, added bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Those the games, the ones you trying to update. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's my point. But they already updated. What they're gonna do? Update it for the next. They're gonna resend it out again for the new PlayStation
They're
that's
gonna
coming, the
pull The Last
PlayStation
of
Pro.
Us.
Oh, that would be stupid. That would be real stupid. But even the first Last of Us,
Rebuy it.
even
Mm-hmm.
if they ported the original Last of Us, even because of the uh, TV show and the original uh, God of War, if they ported those to the Switch and Xbox, I will guarantee you that would they would make at least 8 million sales on both consoles.
The beginning. Give me God of War, the first one.
That's my
Ah,
point.
man. I'm there.
Yeah, and I would buy it again too, just to play it on the
Yeah,
Xbox.
I'm there, man. Give me that
Okay.
first one.
But like I said, we'll know in the morning and we will see if everyone get to Sony. Because one, we already know they already said their sales of the consoles are going to be down 30%. If those sales of the PlayStation are down 30%, that's going to be madness because they count that hardware, those users. And if they're behind, it's not going to look good. What about you,
Well,
Serge? Go ahead. Go ahead, OG.
I was about to say, I think they're going to be down, and that's why they're bringing out that Pro to stimulate the sales again.
But here's the funny thing. They announced it. No one picked this up. No one said it. They announced the new leadership team today, right before earnings, which is tomorrow, which is coming in a couple of hours.
I think they're down.
You think they're
They,
down?
they, they didn't give us a price drop on that so-called Slim, digital Slim. They didn't drop the price on that. I think they're going to be down. That's my thought.
Hmm. Okay. Serge, you get your point.
Mm-mm.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
Look like they're trying to reinvigorate their direction. Because right now they don't have no steam. Because these sales call, they already lowered their sales quota.
Figuratively and literally, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, "Hi," he said it.
I mean, like me, Jazzy Moto, Sir Rich, I consider us hardcore. We're not sitting here with no PS5. We would have been bought us a PlayStation about now. We haven't. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
They have nothing for that grabs my attention right now.
Nothing.
And the only thing that I
Nothing.
want is stuff that I already have. Like I want to upgrade my God of War. But they definitely need new direction. And looking at what this, like you say, what these sales is going, they gonna they gonna have a mean conversation about what they need to do. Oh man, because it's like they, especially like looking at what they have planned going forward, and if it's vacant and not really nothing in the next couple years, they really need to buckle down and figure out something more than likely bring, because they got all those games. They just need to work on bringing them to the new console.
Sharing is caring.
PlayStation 1 and 2 and 3 games. Bring those to your current console with a subscription service, and you'll do fine.
Okay.
I bet you
Well,
that Pro comes out limited. I bet you that Pro comes out limited. Bet
I
you.
just don't see. I don't see in this type of situation environment where people getting laid off. I don't see them selling that Pro at a five. I
Premium
think.
price. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So this would allow OG and you guys to get the regular PlayStation, being that if it goes on sale for $299.
And honestly, they not marketing it as such. They marketing it as the next upgrade. So how they marketing
Oh
it is
wow.
like it's gonna be more powerful. You're gonna be able to do more
Mm.
stuff. It's not. It,
Regardless, okay, I'm gonna put it out here right now. This is my guess, and I want to be proven wrong, but I don't think so. They're going to put that PlayStation out there, the new one, for what it is now, or $50 more, and they're going to drop the price of the current PlayStation. Watch. If they don't,
Ooh, I can see
with
that.
no games, with nothing, unless they surprise us within the next couple of weeks, they are going to have issues. Because what do will they don't have Call of Duty anymore to
mm-mm.
pump and help sell consoles. So what do they have?
Other
That's why I
than
said
and now
they're going to
Final
have.
Fantasy, they talking about going multi. Square
The Final
Enix.
Fantasy was never there. So as my this
Well,
is
the
the problem with
exclusivity to
well
Sony,
here
the
yeah, but that's not
loyalty.
but see here's the problem with Sony on his own. You got out there and you tried to buy exclusives for everybody and not have anything on your own. That's like you saying, you know what? I'm never going to buy a house to own it myself. I'm just going to keep renting. Then I'll have anything for myself one day. No, you should own something for yourself. They don't own anything that's number one. They don't even own Spider-Man.
Nope. They
The
renting
only
that. They
thing
super renting that.
they, the only thing they own is Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us, and what's
Eternal.
that?
God of War.
Eternal, God of War, and Horizon Forbidden West, which I heard they're making into a Lego game, which I hope they don't.
What?
That's the rumor.
Those Lego games are fun though.
But okay, I agree they're fun, but you gotta stop somewhere. Stop.
I thought they were reserved for like
You can't keep remaking
earth-shattering
the same thing. You
titles.
know, that's like you said. I forget the name of
Mega
it.
hits.
Yes,
Well,
like
no,
Lego
you
Star Wars, I get it. Like Horizon, because we got Star Wars, we got Indiana Jones, Batman, but Horizon. I don't know.
mm-mm.
Don't know about that one, huh?
We'll see. But all right, so let's get to this last topic, and I'm merging two of them together. We talked about Sony. We talked about Square Enix. Okay, last week. And this goes with what happened last week. Mr. Bond, president of Xbox, came out and did an interview on Bloomberg, and a lot of people went after her because of the fact that she didn't answer any questions, and she really, when they asked her about the studio closing, a lot of people don't listen because they was like she didn't answer the question, she avoided. And I'm like, if and double text me or I text double, whatever it was, whatever that night was, we text each other back and forth. I said she said everything without saying nothing.
Yeah.
So the next morning, everybody lit into her, and I'm like, you looked at her facial expression. I think this Bloomberg event was in New York. I'm not sure, but she's in LA. I'm thinking she looked tired, worn out from traveling
And
and
she's
being
choosing
in an
her
event.
words carefully, I noticed, because I watched it right
And
before.
that, okay, that's my whole point. I
Yeah.
wanted people to actually watch it. And what people didn't hear her say, and then I want to make sure you guys, that's why I want to say this piece and get you guys this point. She said, and I'm paraphrasing to some extent, and then I'm going to go back to tell you why she said exactly what she said. She says, we're going to make sure our businesses are, we're going to make sure they're profitable. Did anybody hear her say profitable when she was talking about studio closings?
Yeah.
Relook at that video.
I heard her
Relook
say
at the video. She said profitable. Now take what she said and go back to what Phil said when everybody lit into him. He said, I'm sorry, each studio has to be profitable on their own.
Hmm.
That's exactly
And
what
he
Phil
said,
said.
if you need help, ask for it because we need you to be successful. We trying to get you
Right,
to
to
be
be
We
successful.
successful.
all
right.
be
But
happy.
he, so he said you need to be profitable. Sarah Bond said that, and people didn't pick it up probably, but she said exactly what she needed to say, and she's an executive. So there is people don't understand. There is really not that much she can say. That's not her wheelhouse. One, she's hardware. She's not games and services. But she probably had a hand in it, but she didn't have. That was all Matt Booty's
Yeah.
decision with Phil, and they tried to go after her. And this is what I mean by sensationalism. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Xbox is doomed. Xbox is doomed. And I will be the first one to tell you guys. I was saying it in the beginning. I said, hey, I told all you guys, look at it. Anybody listening to this podcast, go back and listen to our podcast. I always went back to tell people if you're not making any money, you're going to get laid off in
Hmm.
essence. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, the business has to be profitable. And everyone's saying, oh, they're going to get rid of Game Pass. They're going to do this. And it's sensationalism.
Why would
And
any company trust Xbox
right, everything
after
is doom.
this?
It's all doom and gloom. You spent seven. No, they still have to cut the margins and make the money. People get laid off. And I do apologize. I empathize for people who got laid off many of time. But this is big business. This is capitalism. This is what you asked for. This is what you signed up for. We all live in a capitalistic society. It's the good with the bad. And everyone's saying, well, we want to support the developers. And I'm going to say this again, like I said last week. When you start talking about supporting the developers, we only going to support the developers until it impact us. So as a stockholder, and if you had your life savings and you're retired, right? And you're saying, well, I need my dividend check. Well, we're going to cut dividends so we can keep everybody employed. What do you think they're going to do? Who the person with dividends is going to say, "Oh, I guess I missed a check too." No, they're not. No, they're
Sure
not.
ain't. Show me the money.
So it's always based on what if if it doesn't impact you. And people are grandstanding. I say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna support the developers." If you support the developers, the games would sell. All these people out here talking this trash, saying we're going to support the developers. Then why aren't you buying the games?
Haha.
And I'm talking about people who always say, well, I'm about the games. I'm going to support the developers. I got a subscription service. I'm supporting the developers too. And when I want to buy a game, I'll buy a game.
Hmm.
But It was all doom and gloom. So give me your thoughts on that, OG. What are your thoughts about what you heard? And in that same conversation, Sarah Bond said that they're going to launch uh, a gaming store in July.
I think I think everybody just jumped on her because she was the first face out there to say
And,
anything,
and they were
and
vengeful, and they were
and they,
vengeful
and they was
and
very
heated,
vengeful,
and they were heated,
and they were heated. Yeah.
not knowing
So
anything about it, not knowing anything about stocks, not knowing anything about profit and loss. That every business has to work this way, not just Microsoft, everybody. So this is being replicated in the industry right now. Didn't soon as Square Enix said they didn't make any money, what they do? Cut people. Didn't they just announce layoffs today? Take Two, oh, they're making money. But the divisions that are not part of Grand Theft Auto, that are making Grand Theft Auto, guess what? They're getting laid off because they're sitting there doing nothing. And I'm not saying that's bad or good. Yes, the company should be able to say, you know what? We got to be able to support them. We got to put money on the side for when they're in development. But they're not doing it because they're trying to make sure that profit stays healthy, that dividend stays healthy. If they pay the dividend, some companies don't pay dividends, but Microsoft pays a
hey,
dividend.
going hey going private, working private companies is rough, man. It's
There you go.
rough. They'll cut you in a heartbeat.
So everyone's in a, people don't realize, what is it called? A right to work state or whatever it's called. Everyone's in a, forget it what it's called, but it's
Yeah, I think that's
at
it.
will,
At
work at
will
will, state
employment.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
at will, something like that. So that means that they can fire you whenever they want to.
No
Whenever they
reason
want.
at all.
Yeah, at all.
Anytime.
Yep. No reason at all.
And that's, I mean, of course, everyone empathizes for them, but do not jump on and say, yes, this is corporate America. You see, people want to look at things on one end, but I got something to say. And then they were like, oh, it's the doom and gloom. It's because of Game Pass. No, it's not. And I'm gonna say something about Game Pass, and I know you all will agree with me, but I'm gonna say this after everybody says what they have to say. Go ahead, Jazz. What about you? No, I'm just okay. Siri, what about you? What did you think about what she came out and said? And over sensationalism.
I think I didn't see it, but from what I'm reading, it sounds like she's just talking about the mobile, what they plan on in the future, and they just like, oh no, not mobile gaming, but
Not only mobile gaming, she was like, "Look, this is the industry," and they got mad because she addressed the situation with letting people go, but everyone was like, "Oh, Xbox is doom and gloom. They spent 70 billion on Activision Blizzard. They made a profit, but this is Bethesda that wasn't the Bethesda division wasn't doing well." Did anyone
mm-hmm.
realize? And I said this again when Apple dropped out and stopped making the car. Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Apple Car.
Yeah, I remember they talking
The
about that.
rumored Apple car. You know, they laid all them people off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? No one said anything about it when Apple did a turnaround last week and said, "Hey, we're going to buy $100 billion in stock back." Why couldn't they have taken some of that money and kept those people employed?
Mm-hmm.
How is that any different?
It's not. It's just a
People want to
different
over.
medium.
Yep, exactly.
It's still capitalism. It's still a company
Yeah.
moving how a company moves.
What about you, OG?
As far as Sarah,
The whole situation with sensationalism, everything that transpired last week.
I mean, it's. I think I don't know. Like you said, they was just very vengeful, and it's going throughout the industry. I think even Nintendo is announcing a few things coming May 25th in their beta testers. They're gonna lay off some people, and some of the execs are gonna take a pay cut. So people are not buying games. So it's just rough right now. That's all I can say.
What about the doom and gloom is all Xbox fault? And because here's something funny, I want to get your guys' opinion on this. Is what people don't realize. You just said they're laying people off, and people don't realize how big this gaming industry is. There are a lot of people who are developing games, and games are not cheap. So you do have these small developers. And if it wasn't for Game Pass, these small developers wouldn't have a chance that they
They
have
wouldn't have a chance.
because you would not have people play these games. I tried to play a couple of games that I saw in Game Pass. I'm like, oh, this game is fun. If I had to pay, not that I've had to pay for it because I wouldn't mind paying for it, but
It
it
wouldn't
gives
even
me the
be on
opportunity.
your radar.
Right, because I don't have the opportunity to test it. They don't get to, they wouldn't be able to advertise the game.
Come on, you think I'll be
These,
playing Rotato?
there you go.
Yes, I'm season.
Rotato is fun, but I wouldn't have played it. Just
But
this is
that's my point.
many games that I wouldn't have played that I've
Like
enjoyed.
Peppa Pig.
I wouldn't go that far.
Right?
No, I'll give you 100% on that. Peppa Pig wasn't in Game Pass. It would have never got played.
Nope,
I
not at
wouldn't. I
all.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I did not. If I was objecting to the fun part,
Oh,
I'm playing it for points. I made it fun, but
oh, that's it. Of course, we were all playing it for points.
yeah, I wouldn't.
That's
I
what
wouldn't.
made it funny.
Yeah, that's we all
I
played
would
that.
never
for
play Dusk Falls.
No,
I would have never played
me,
that game.
but I would not have been introduced to Dust Fall. But Dust Fall was a good game. I have to
And that
honestly
game was
tell you.
good.
Yeah,
It was really good.
that game was really, it made you think. It made your
Mhm.
choices mean something. And I'm like, wow. So but I would have never played it.
Like I said, Sea of Solace. That was mine. I will all forever
Right.
bring that up.
So
That actually had an emotional response to it. Like
well,
what?
so did as Dust Falls did as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sure did.
And Dust Falls was really and the end all is that you get rid of Game Pass, a lot of those games will not never have exposure. You're talking about shrinking the gaming industry.
Yeah. And then people couldn't make games dealing with their family trauma.
Mhm.
Sea of Solace, man. That
Mm.
messed with me to find out why she made that game. Ah.
But we'll see. And to me, I just think a lot of people just to get a click, just to say something, just to be the person to say, oh, and then they end up looking like fools because guess what? They won't admit it, but they don't know what they're talking about, but they'll never say, hey, I was wrong.
Yeah. They never say they were wrong.
It's
No,
just
they
moving
won't.
on.
Moving on.
Move to the next clickbait subject.
And that's what it is. Everyone wants to have 10,000 clicks. That's why sometimes, well, I don't go to IGN because I'm not giving them a click. I'd read somebody else's headline and surmise what they're saying. But other than that, you're not getting anything out of me as far as a click. Nope. And people need to stop just touching them because they know they're lying. And they want you to come there just as, because they're sensationalizing a lot of stuff and they are out. Sometimes it used to be if you're telling lies on somebody, it can affect somebody's stock. You can be held liable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't they used to make people change articles? Like if they
Mm-hmm.
went too left field, like what happened to all that?
And keep what they redacted in there so you can see what they
Yeah.
changed it from. Now
They
they
have
just
it covered
redacted
up.
it. You don't even see the past what they had on there no more. They used to make you keep what you redacted on there.
So they really want people to spread lies and fake news. Crazy.
Yep. But those are our topics for tonight. And
But here's the thing. Do you think it was timed perfectly before the show? They wanted to do
I
it
don't
before the show.
understand. Who? Microsoft?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did that on purpose before.
Yeah. Go ahead, get it over with. Get it out here a couple of weeks, and then go into the show. That's when you'll probably hear more from Phil Spencer, I think.
I told you they was gonna start focusing on mobile because that Blizzard Activision, how you'll be a fool not to. Not with that acquisition. What was the name of the Crunchyroll company that they got? What's the name of that?
No, a king. A Crunchyroll got a separate.
No,
Come on, Funimation?
No, the mobile company that they got with the Activision Blizzard.
Oh, King.
Yeah, that's what I said. King. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they got that too. That was included in that acquisition.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you do something mobile? It's foolish.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's. I mean, they spent $79 billion. Hey.
Well, you got to give. Well, they spent $79 billion, but you got to give them time to get everything together and cook. And I don't think a lot of people have given them a lot of time. We'll see. Like I said, my biggest problem with Xbox is marketing. And once we see the marketing this fall and all the games come out and everything comes out the way it should, then it's a different story. But
man,
I would love.
They're about to drop all those Call of Duty games and Game Pass. It's about to be ridiculous.
Yeah, they better.
Your favorite Call of Duty game will be in there. Even mine's will be in there.
The OG2 one?
Yep. Shoot, everybody got their favorite Call of Duty game. It's going to be right in there. So, hey.
We'll see. And like I said, everyone, you wake up in the morning, we'll see all the if Sony didn't make a profit, see if this old Jeff Keighley will say something, because he was nasty with Microsoft. But that's it. So let's thank you everyone for joining, like and subscribe, and thank you for giving us your time. Let's do our outros on where we can find everybody. OG.
You can find me here every Monday with the rest of the crew. You can also find me on Facebook, All Things Geeky. OG MM. Yeah.
Okay. The lady, Jazzy Moto.
Is it the Mega Elixir? Yeah. Yeah.
Where you think you got it from?
Maybe we can get Mega Elixir back next week. Maybe.
Hey.
Yeah. If he got, he be getting ready to go to school.
Perfect.
No, he's finishing up his finals this week.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here every Monday with the rest of the crew. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, and YouTube. I got both of my retro streams I just posted on YouTube, so go check those out. Playing through 80s and 90s. And last but not least, you can find me on Twitch. So come check me out.
Okay. Serge, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Surge Gaming, on Twitter, aka X, under Sir SER_Rich. You can find me on Twitch under Sir Rich, and as well as on YouTube. And you can find me here on Mondays when we have it, if we ain't on vacation or if life events don't alter our course.
Well, we will be on vacation because not this Monday, but the next Monday following is Memorial Day.
Max.
Okay, you can find me here.
The one grilling.
No, I won't be
out of town. He gonna be on the planes.
That's what I'm like.
I'll be over.
Guess what? I'll be on the planes. You ain't got to worry about that. So. Actually, I'll be on the plane next Tuesday. So you can do what you got to do. Okay, that's good. You could save me some barbecue you making there. That'll be good because I can get some. Anyway, yeah, you can find me here. You can find me gaming on. You can find me streaming on. I'm gonna try to stream this weekend. Xbox on PlayStation as well. So again, everyone, thank you for giving us your time and your patience and listening to us tonight. And we will catch you on the next one. So on that note, we'll let our good friend, Mr. Surge, take us out.
All right, everybody. Time to holla. Holla, everybody. Holla, 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 holla.
Holla, yo. Holla, holla,
Holla, holla,
holla,
holla,
holla, holla.
Hope you have a good Mother's Day.
Holla, holla,
And soon.
Also, like and subscribe. Holla.
Holla.